Hey, you guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to those of you that are listening on my podcast, Nonprofit Nuggets with Jennifer Yarbrough, and those of you that are also watching on my YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and comment. I really do enjoy your comments. I really do enjoy your feedback. Many of you leave me comments like, Jen, I've been learning from you. I've been putting into action the things that you've recommended. And just thank you for your time and sharing. It's working. I've been able to get board members. I've been able to get my grant written. I've been able to raise money. So I'm really glad that the information that I'm sharing is not only helpful, but it is something that you guys are able to implement. I want to talk to you guys today specifically about structure. Okay, about structure. Most new nonprofit founders believe that they have structure, and 99% of the time they don't. I'm going to say that again. Most new nonprofit founders, you believe that you have structure, but 99% of the time you don't. Okay. You might think that structure is the paperwork. That structure is the incorporation, right? Your letter of determination that you got. You might think that structure is having a board or that structure is having a mission statement. None of that is structure. Structure is the system your nonprofit runs on. I'm going to say that again. Structure is the system that your nonprofit runs on. And it's the number one thing that funders look for before they consider giving you a dollar. Today, we're going to break down what structure actually is, how to build it, and um, why many of you avoid it, and why your nonprofit can't function or get funded without it. Okay. Number one, structure is the backbone of your organization. It's the operating system behind everything that you do. Structure answers the questions like, how does your program work from start to finish? How are decisions made? How do you track progress? How do you manage money? How do you ensure accountability? How do you deliver services consistently? If these questions make you pause, then that's the problem, right? Many of you start with your passion for the program, right? You've structured the program, you've put some ideas in place. But how does it work from start to finish means not just that you're delivering the program, but it also means, are you showing result? Are you showing impact? Are you tracking the outcome, the evidence that your program works? Am I making sense? Nonprofits don't get funded because you have a passion or because you have a program. You get funded because there is a predictable system. And I think that this is the part that many nonprofit organizations, when they're just starting, you're not realizing that your systems, your operational systems, are a predictable system in terms of communicating the need, demonstrating and clarifying, proving that there is a need, showing with evidence that your organization has the skill set, has the capacity, has the experience to meet that need. That's all a part of systems, communication systems, tracking systems, program evidence systems. That's not passion. Most of you are told to set up your nonprofit in the wrong order. Okay. Many of you here, start a nonprofit, you can get a grant. Start a nonprofit, you can get a grant. You know what? If you have board members, they can help you raise money. You can get donations if you were a nonprofit. And so you set up your nonprofit and you rush to do the paperwork. You rush to file the paperwork. And truthfully, that's not setting up your nonprofit. That's not even starting your nonprofit. That paperwork is an application of recognition. That means your organization is already set up. Okay? Then you rush to choose a board. You put your mother, your brother, your dog, your cat, your fish on the board. Then you rush to launch your program. Then you rush to find funding, right? But none of these steps guarantee that you actually know how to run the organization. I say this every day that many nonprofit founders believe that running the program is running the organization. Running the program is running the nonprofit. And that's not true. That's not true. The paperwork makes you legal. Your structure makes you capable of communicating, capable of financial management, capable of outreach and cultivation and fundraising, capable of proving that your organization knows how to solve the problem. That's structure. That doesn't come by chance. That doesn't even come through the paperwork. The paperwork makes you legal. Structure shows that you are capable, that you are competent, and it's a predictable structure. Funders aren't excited. They aren't looking for excitement. They're not looking at your passion. They're looking for stability. I can't tell you the number of people that say to me, Jen, I'm a nonprofit. We don't have any funding. Jen, I'm a nonprofit, as if that gives you ground to be totally unorganized, no system, no funding structure. No, Jen, we don't have a budget. No, Jen, we don't have our financials. Jen, I can't find donors. Jen, I don't know how to find board members. Jen, my board members aren't helping me raise money. Jen, I'm doing everything by myself. Jen, I started, but now I'm stuck. That has nothing to do with the paperwork. That has everything to do with your structure, your organizational structure. You started without a structure to get donors, to identify donors, to retain donors, to cultivate donors, to acquire donors. No structure. You started without a structure to find board members, to communicate with board members, to define the roles and responsibilities of board members. No structure. You got these people on your board, your mother, your brother, your dog, your cat, your fish, but now there's no plan. There's no process for them to follow to help ensure that the organization is stable and sustainable. No structure. We're just winging it. We're just guessing our way through. That's why you're stuck. No structure, no stability. Here's a complete picture, okay? A complete picture. Program structure. Number one, program structure. Your program is not what you want to do. By definition, a program is a group of activities that are intentionally and strategically designed to produce a result or to get to the outcome or the impact, to prove that your mission matters. That's what a program is. It's not what you want to do. Okay? So your program as a structure must be defined, it must be repeatable, and it must be measurable. Program structure includes what's the problem that you're addressing? Who do you serve? What activities do you deliver? And are those activities strategically designed to address the problem? What's the timeline that you're going to follow? I can't tell you the number of people that say to me, Jen, our program is going to be, I don't know, maybe every third Friday, once a month. It's going to be all these random time periods. Why is it that time period? Because that's when I'm available. That's when I'm available, Jen. That's all the time I have. Not the timeline is a part of the design to get to the result. It's the timeline is just whenever I'm able to get a space, whenever able to get the library. The timeline is, once a month for 3 hours because that's all the time I have. No. Program structure includes a timeline that aligns with the activities that are intentionally and strategically designed to get to the impact, the outcomes that you expect. Many of you are not even measuring for your outcomes. There's no program evaluation. There's no way to prove that your program works. Now, I know that you know what you're doing, right? We delivered the program, Jen. But was there a change? Was the need met? Did you provide a real solution or did you just do activities? They showed up, Jen, and we gave the program on a Saturday from 12 to 5, and then they left. We never saw them again. So no, we don't know if their problem was solved. No, we don't know if they learned anything or able to implement but we did the program. We did the activities. There's no way to track results. That basically means, like most of you, you have a good idea, but no structured program. And your funders only support programs, not ideas. Again, what's a program? A program is a group of activities that are intentionally and strategically designed to produce a result. Number one, program. Number two, financial structure. This is how you show the funder that you can manage money responsibly, right? It includes a realistic budget, an annual budget. Now, what is a budget? A budget is a forecast. A budget is a forecast and a projection of what your expenses will be and what your revenue will be to cover the expenses. That's how you balance a budget. And for many of you, you are the personal ATM for the organization. So you're just spending whatever extra money you have to spend. There's no projection. There's no goal. There's no anticipation. There's no preparation. There's no realistic budget. I don't know how much this thing is going to cost, Jen. I don't know how much this program is. How am I supposed to know how much the program is supposed to cost? I don't know what we need for the program long term. I mean, how am I supposed to know that? That's what it sounds like. So your financial structure says you have a financial plan, you have a projection. Even on the 1023 form, when you all rush to get that paperwork done, the paperwork says you have a projection, a realistic projection of how much money is going to be needed in gross annual receipts for the next 3 to 4 years. On the paperwork, it asks that question. But now that you've gotten the paperwork complete, we don't know how much anything costs you. I don't know if it's that you didn't look at the paperwork or somebody else filled out the paperwork. I'm not quite clear on how we got here. But no, we don't have any money, Jen. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know how to put together a budget, Jen. I don't know how to determine how much it costs. I have no idea. Well, then how do we know how much money to ask for in a grant? How do we know how much money we need to raise? We're guessing. We're just like, whatever I get is what we'll spend. Whatever I have in my pocket is what we'll spend, Jen. I have no idea. I have no plan. I have no structure. I have no strategy of how to keep the revenue coming in to cover the ongoing expenses. I know that there is money out there, but I don't know how much I need. That's what it sounds like. We don't have a financial structure. You have no clear line items, no sense of how those expenses are tied to activities, a system of tracking income and expenses, financial controls. If your numbers don't make sense, funders don't take the risk. I'm going to say that again. If your financial numbers don't make sense, funders don't take the risk. Number three, number three, a governance structure, right? A functioning board is not a list of people. Now, you guys hear me say your mother, your brother, your dog catch a fish, right? Just a list of people. Jen, I need board members. I need board members, Jen. I need people who are on my board. I need a board. I just need board members. And I always say, you don't need people on your board. You need people who are on board, right? Your governance structure, your board, it's a leadership system. Effective governance, right? Your board includes define roles, regular meetings with minutes, accountability process, oversight of finances and outcomes, clear responsibilities. Now, I know some of you don't want to put people to hold you accountable, right? Because you feel like, oh my gosh, I want to put in my bylaws that my board can't remove me. My board can't fire me. I want you all to know that you are focused on the wrong thing. All right? Somewhere somebody said that the board can fire me. And that's a whole different conversation, but I'm only going to say this. The board is not going to run that organization. And the board doesn't want to run the organization, right? For those of you that have trust issues, that's what it really comes down to is you have a trust issue. I don't trust people. I don't trust people with my idea. I don't trust people to delegate to. I don't trust people to work with me. I don't because I think you're paranoid. I think that they're gonna take my program, they're gonna take my idea, they're gonna take. And so I want to put my mother, my brother, my dog, my cat, my fish, because they won't fire me. There's a lot that goes into an executive director being removed. And that does not happen without a conversation, without a discussion, without cause. Okay. So if you are wanting to run this nonprofit as if it's yours, but you need the public's money, that in itself is doesn't make sense. The organization is not yours, it is the community's. And for you to say it's mine, only mine, and so I'm going to be on the board, practically that doesn't even make sense. So now you're saying I'm going to run the board and the organization, and you're not doing either well. I don't want to go down this road. I'm going to back out of this by saying understand the role and responsibilities of the board. Get knowledge about the role and the responsibility of the board. And not only the board role and responsibility, I want you to also have the role and responsibility of you as the executive director. Can we do that? Can we not only focus on the role and responsibility of the board, can we also get into alignment with what is your role and responsibility as the executive director, as the founder, as the CEO? Can we do that? Can we get the role and responsibility of everyone? Okay. That way you're clear and you're making a very clear, intentional decision and not one looking at it only from the board's perspective. I want you to look at yourself as well. Okay. If your board is inactive, it's because your organization is unstable. Your board is inactive. That means your organization is not stable. I'm going to get off that topic. I may come back to it at a different date, but I'm already getting a headache. Okay. Number four. Number four is your operational structure. Your operational structure. This is how your nonprofit runs day to day. Operations include your intake process, your volunteer management, your communications workflow, your reporting procedures, your program delivery steps. Okay. If you're holding everything in your head, you don't have operations. You are the one that's the walking, encyclopedia. You know everything within the head of the CEO, the head of the founder, the head of the executive director. You know everything and nothing is written down. Right? There's no operations, there's no process, there's no procedures. You are carrying everything in your head. That means what? You can't delegate. That means no one can read your mind. You know what you need, but you don't have it written down in a plan form so that anyone coming into the organization can pick up that task or that responsibility and do it. Now, then what happens? If anything happens to you, this organization is done because everything is in you, right? You need to have an operational structure where the processes and the SOPs are written out. Okay, this is going to help you now. This is going to allow you to be able to go on vacation and someone else can do those tasks. You can delegate to other people and not have to worry about doing everything yourself. And frankly, you're not doing it all well. All right, I'm going to move on. Number 5, visibility structure. Your public presence must show consistency and credibility. Okay, this means a clear message, regular posting and visibility messages, right? Stories and examples, activity your community can see. Is there a digital footprint that makes sense? That if anyone goes to your website, goes to your social media page, Googles you, are they able to see the evidence, the consistency, showing credibility that your organization is the one that can be trusted to solve a problem? Okay. This is what structure looks like in practice. All right. In practice, when a nonprofit truly has a structure, their program runs the same way every time. Now, you may make tweaks just to improve, just to verify that what you're doing works, but you know what to do. It's in rhythm, right? Your outcomes are measurable. Your board is participating and leading in the community, right? Your budget reflects reality. The systems are documented. Your social media reflects real work and not just pictures of some of the activities that you're doing. And your operations don't fall apart when the founder is tired. When you're tired, when you take a vacation, everything stops. Organization, the office is closed because you're not there. All right. When it's structured properly, you are able to delegate. You're able to step away, refresh, regroup, rest, and the operations don't fall apart. When the nonprofit does not have structure, then you rely on passion instead of process. You reinvent everything every month, every quarter. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try this. Let me do this. You know what? I heard someone did this. Let's try to do that too. You're reinventing every month, every quarter. The board is passive. The budget is just a guess. We don't know. We're just winging it. We're just trying to make it by. Your messaging is inconsistent. Your operations is chaotic and your outcomes aren't tracked. Funders can spot the difference instantly. It's in your conversation. It's in your, well, what's your mission? And you start, I have it written down. It's on my website. Well, what's the need that you all address? Well, this is my story. I started my nonprofit because this is what happened to me. And no, the question was, what's the need? Well, I went through this, and so I know because I went through it. No, that's not what that works. That's not how that works. Funders can spot it instantly when you don't have a structure. Funders aren't looking for perfect organizations. They're looking for predictable. Funders aren't looking for perfect organizations. They're looking for predictable ones. They ask themselves, can this nonprofit deliver on its promises? Do they have the systems in place? Are their operations stable? Is their leadership accountable? Can they manage the money we give them? Will they be functioning in 12 months? If the answer is no, even slightly, they're going to move on. Listen, it's not personal. It's not personal. It's risk management. It's risk management. They are looking to invest in your business, in your organization, and you are a risk. No, I don't have an operations plan. No, I don't have a clear budget. No, I don't have a working board. No, I don't have support. I'm doing everything by myself. No, I'm not evaluating my program. No, I don't have relationships. No, I don't know how to find donors and funders and supporters. No, I don't know how to find board members. No, I don't know how to do the financials. No, I don't know how to train my board or assist my board so that they're equipped to help me. No, I don't know how to do any of that. You're a risk. Not because you don't have passion, but because you don't have a clear structure. You are a risk. Again, it's not personal. It's risk management. Think about it. You want them to give you their money. Their money. And as an organization, you are a risk. You don't have any systems, you don't have any structures, you don't have any process. All you got is passion. Not to discount your passion, but no one's funding your passion. Let me say this. This is how you build structure fast, okay? Define your program clearly. Write out who, what, when, where, why, and how, and expected results. Get that done today, okay? Build a realistic budget. Every expense must be connected to an activity. Assign actual board responsibilities, not titles, but roles, okay? Document your processes. Create simple operating steps for everything. Build visible and consistent. Okay. Become visible and consistent. Show the work, tell the story, share the progress, build trust publicly. This is how you become fundable faster. This is how you become attractive to a donor and a funder faster. Okay. And this is what most organizational leaders avoid. This is what most of you avoid. You become overwhelmed. You become overwhelmed because your nonprofit is too big or too complicated, even for yourself, right? You're thinking, oh my gosh, this is so big. Oh my gosh, this is so big. And I'm afraid to put numbers to it. I'm afraid to just really find out how much it's going to cost because even I think it's too big. I think maybe it's too big. Maybe I can't do it, right? All that's going on in your head. So now you're overwhelmed because you're a nonprofit and your mind is too big and too complicated. You're overwhelmed because you don't have a structure. And once you build structure, once you build it, your work gets easier. Your organization becomes predictable. Your confidence grows. Donors trust you. Funders take you seriously. Seriously. Partnerships open up. Support increases. Guaranteed. Structure is what transforms you from a passionate founder, from a passionate person to an effective leader. Listen, if you want to build in the right way, start with my free nonprofit funding checklist. Then get the nonprofit visibility guide. All right. And finally, the nonprofit readiness toolkit. These tools are going to help you put all the pieces in place quickly and clearly. All right. Listen, I love being your nonprofit expert. I love being the one that's able to share with you, to show you, to explain, to discuss, to give you examples of what it looks like when it's done right and when it looks like when it's done wrong. All right. I've been doing this work for 39 years, and it is my pleasure to share it with you as your nonprofit expert, making sure that you not just start your nonprofit, but that you have the tools, the systems, the structure to sustain it. Without organizational structure, you will be stuck. You'll be stuck. And no one that comes into your organization will know what to do or how to do it. And you will stay stuck. I don't want you to be stuck. I want your organization to grow. I want your organization to thrive. I want your organization to be as impactful as your passion. All right. So that you're able to deliver the work that your community needs and to provide the result that the people that are in your program deserve. I am Jennifer Yarbrough, your nonprofit expert. I'll see you next time.